Hey everyone, Una of Little O Nutrition, back with another Monday Moan. And today what I want to talk about is calorie labelling on menus. You might be thinking, well, isn't calorie labelling on menus a good thing? What could you possibly have to moan about? Well, few things. So let me start by, let's just have a look at the evidence for calorie labelling on menus. So, of course, I had a little dig around the scientific literature, had a look to see what said we should go for it, what said we should be doing it. Because it's been in the media tons lately, right? Governments and policymakers have been talking about the importance of putting calorie information on menus, and there's companies starting now whose sole purpose really is offering calorie labelling services for food outlets. And that would indicate that it's really, really important, it's going to be really, really beneficial and all that stuff to you, the consumer. So I was interested as well, okay? I mean, I have a really huge interest in public health. I have a degree in public health, and so I'm all for these interventions if they're going to have an impact on the population that we personally can't get to, right? So when you see all this positive media, you think, brilliant, we found something that's going to work. And then I went and looked at the research. And it's not great, guys. It's not great. So I found this one study that was hailed by other researchers as being, I'm going to say, proof almost that doing calorie labeling is a worthwhile job. And so what this study did was it looked at the effects of calorie labelling on menus in food outlets on people's behaviours. So did it influence their purchasing? And it did. And it was in fact a statistically significant difference in behaviour. But what is considered statistically significant is not really something that I would consider significant in the real sense of the word in this case, right? So when they said it was a statistically significant difference, that means there was a difference of 100 calories per purchase when there was calorie labelling versus when there was not calorie labelling. Now, I know lots of people find calories a kind of a bit of a mysterious thing. So if you don't know what 100 calories looks like, I'm going to show you. So 100 calories is a banana, less than half of this vanilla yogurt, and 2 crackers. Not much food, is it? I think, 100 calories is not a lot. It's not a lot of food. And in fact, it's a snack, or less than a full snack. Half a yogurt is not a snack, and 2 plain crackers is not a snack. So it's a small amount of food. And does that small amount of food really have a significant impact on people's health? I think not. And actually, the research as well is quite lacking in that I couldn't really find anything that concretely had assessed the public's views. So what do you think about calorie labelling on food? Because I'm not really for it as a consumer or as a nutritionist, to be honest. So let's talk about some other reasons, right? So because reducing people's energy intake by 100 calories per visit to a food outlet isn't going to have an impact, right? So let's talk about it. First of all, let's consider where we eat meals out of the home. What food outlets are we dealing with? So the first one that I think of is your coffee chains, right? So like your Costa, your Nero, your Starbucks, whatever. And most people who eat out for their lunch regularly, lunch for work is the most common reason I would say most people eat out, particularly if you work in a town or in a city. And if you eat out, you're more than likely going to one of those type of chains, or you're going to like a Greg's or a Pret or wherever. And all those places have calorie information and have had calorie labelling in place for actually quite a while. Even if they don't have it there, they've had it on their website. So has that had much of an impact on a societal level? No. And then when you talk about calorie labeling in other sites, like in fast food restaurants or chippers, and in like fine dining or sit down restaurants, I don't think people want it there. I mean, I certainly don't, because they're not the type of places the general population are attending every day or even every week for most of us, because they're more expensive. You don't go to a sit down restaurant and bring your whole family like more than once a week. Even once a week I think is a stretch for most people these days, right? So when you go, it's a treat. It's not having to worry about what's in the fridge to cook, not having to worry about who's going to do the washing up. It's about going and spending quality time with your family where no one's cooking and cleaning, right? So you don't want to be then looking at the menu and thinking, oh, well, I really wanted to get a pizza, but feck, that's a lot of calories. I'm not going to have that anymore. So you pick something that's healthier, but you don't enjoy it as much because you're just thinking about the pizza, right? Which is just nonsense. And then that brings me to my next important point, which is calorie labeling gives us, well, as consumers, more so you, I mean, I know this, that's why I'm saying it, but it gives people the impression that calories are the most important thing about their food, which it's not. I always tell people, and please, if you listen to one of my videos, please remember this one point. The main function of food is energy. Energy is calories. Calories are really important. They're not dirty, they're not evil, they're not dangerous or unhealthy things. They are the reason that we eat food. And even if a food is not providing you with any nutrition, once it's giving you energy and once it contains calories, it's serving the primary function of food and it is helping you. So please don't look at a menu or look at anything, look at the back of a pack and think, well, this has more calories than that, so this one must be less healthy. That's really not what life is like. So like, let's take an example of something like pizza, right? So pizza is probably going to have more calories in it than, say, a salad that has no meat on it, right? Like a plain ass salad, a superfood salad, let's say. But pizza can actually be a really balanced meal because the dough base, that's your carbs. Tomato sauce, usually vegetables on top or salad on the side, that's some veg. You got your cheese, which is some protein, some fat. You got your meat, which is more protein, a little fat. It's a pretty balanced meal. I don't get what the big deal is. But then something like a salad, and I was having this discussion with someone during the week, salad is actually not that healthy. It's only been termed healthy by diet culture because it's low in calories and therefore it's healthy. Sure, salad contains vegetables, but if your salad is basically just mixed leaves and some low-fat dressing, that's not providing you with any real sustenance or any real nutrition or energy. So, is it healthy? No, it can be part of a healthy meal, but just a little bowl of leaves, that's not doing anything for you. So it doesn't matter that it's lower in calories because it's not serving the purpose that your meal, especially a dinner meal, your main meal needs to serve you. So I kind of went off on a tangent there, but let me give you the overview. Calorie labeling only tells you about calories. It doesn't tell you about how nutritious the food is. If the food is higher in fiber, that's a bonus. If it has some nutrients in it, if it has an extra portion of veg or fruit, they're all brilliant things. They're brilliant things that might mean it has more calories, or it has an extra portion of dairy, more calories, but might be actually healthier. And by just focusing or just providing calorie labeling, but not total nutrition information, and without providing you, the consumer, with everything you need to know about calories and energy intake, it's kind of a pointless exercise. And I think this is very similar to the BMI situation, where it's just easy to put calorie labeling on a menu and say, we're doing something for public health. The same way it is how we take BMI and we say, we're doing it for public health. They're not. It's just easy to tick that box and say, we're obviously being proactive, aren't we brilliant? And it's doing really nothing for anyone's health, so it's not helping anyone in the long run. So there's my thoughts on calorie labeling. I'm super, super interested to know what you all think. It's something that I've kind of been sitting on for a while and stewing about, because it sounds like such a positive thing, and then really when you dig down into it, I feel like it's not coming from a helpful place. But I'd really love to know what you guys think as purely consumers. Are you for or against calorie labeling? So let me know, and I'll also put in the comments box below a link to some blogs that I wrote which are all about food labeling. So if you're not sure how to read food labels and things like that yet, read my blogs and you can find out all about it. Talk to you guys next week. Bye.